views that are only slurs.
This is 5
Okay.
chinks.
Let me just hear you talk, Hans.
I'm talking. Hello, hello. Intro, hot intro coming up.
Okay, yeah. No, I thought there was a buzz, but there's not. Okay, cool. Have a good show.
The buzz is all in the air for this podcast. Everyone's so excited.
The air is electric.
It's buzzing with energy.
It's fucking flammable, dude.
This is like an industrial hazard.
I know.
How
We're
much
about to
buzz is
pass
around
out from
us.
all the fumes of how good this is gonna be in here.
We're definitely gonna live up to that hype.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, this is the intro. Welcome. This is the beginning and the introduction. Okay, take 2.
Nailed it. Nailed it. No, I like that one. I like that one. It's honest.
Hello. Well, so what do you think about Ukraine?
I don't know a lot about it. I'm not gonna lie. It
What,
seems like everyone stopped caring about it.
Yeah, it's kind of old news. It's like,
Yeah.
get over it already.
Yeah, it's all Roe v. Wade now. It's not like people.
Roe v. Wade. Where
Yeah.
did you hear about that?
I read the local paper.
The local paper?
That's how I get all my information. I just go down. I read I read the one where it's like Hillary Clinton is pregnant by an alien.
Oh,
like-
the National Enquirer?
Yeah, that's my main source of news. This is the only one I can trust anymore.
You can trust it because you can't trust it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a double cross.
Yeah.
It's a classic double cross.
Well, this is definitely not true, so I know that for a fact.
Yeah, the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's not true.
It's all hoax.
It's a false flag operation.
Yeah, it's like birds.
That's fair.
It's not real.
I feel like that's something that'd be another way for Mr. Alex Jones to get into the spotlight. Just be like, Ukraine war isn't real. Can you show me? It's like any videos of it happening and then just flooded with fucking. Just be like, yeah, there's tanks. It's real.
They're all taping each other.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the first like.
TikTok war?
Yeah, it's insane. It's like I was
Yeah.
just scrolling through Reddit and I'm just like, that's a guy getting his eyeball cut out, and I'm just like, that's pretty gnarly.
It's cool to see white people doing it.
Yeah, fucking fine. White on white violence. That's what we need. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the one thing we should take away from this conflict is that we need more white on white violence.
Yeah, it's more palatable.
Yeah, seriously.
Minorities killing each other is sad.
I know. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Just
they're
throw a
both-
couple honkies in the mix and it makes it all okay.
It's white privilege.
Yeah, it's white privilege to die in battle.
It is your white privilege to die for your country.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you think about the war in Ukraine besides it not being real? Do you think that it's gonna be all Russia one day?
I think that it is our fault for creating a aggressive, competitive world, and we should create a more relaxed, peaceful world as
Right.
the world leaders.
That's way more serious of an answer than I thought it was gonna be. That's
Well,
very
what you're here
diplomatic.
for.
A very diplomatic answer. I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, they should just like chill.
Yeah.
Not just like, I feel like the world can change at any moment. We can stand up as a universe, as a nation.
We need to be nicer, and we're not nice, and we get not nice enemies because our enemies are responding to us. But
oh yeah, we're
what-
like dickheads.
yeah,
Like we go around the world and we're like pretty much like not big assholes, but like a nice sized asshole.
yeah. I mean, we're creating a lot of strife.
Yeah, but shouts out troops. Shouts
Yeah.
out all the troops. Love all the troops. Shouts out troops.
Russian troops, Ukrainian troops.
All troops in general.
Yeah,
North
you gotta
Korean
support them.
troops. South Korean troops feuding with North Korean troops. Did you hear that they got like mad? North Korea got mad at South Korea because they were just like flying balloons over the DMZ
Yeah,
and just like with like
sending in USB flash drives of like you
like
know,
moonlight and
the
shit like that.
interview
Yeah,
and
and all that jazz. No, and
How-
like they
How I
like
Met Your Mother.
that'd be hysterical if someone was just like dressing like had a complete Barney Stinson attitude about walking around in North Korea, just being like he's working his way to the top. He's like, I'm
They're
taking.
watching Curbed.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking advantage of this regime and I'm using it to my advantage. Like, that's a fucking. There needs to be a North Korean entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's a documentary I would watch. The man who started from nothing and became something into nothing.
yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool. I'd watch
Yeah.
that shit.
the North Korean dream.
Oh yeah, dude. I feel like the North Korean dream is like sustenance and like proper health care.
Yeah, just surviving
Yeah, food that
Basic
isn't plastic.
human needs.
Yeah, food that isn't plastic in the windowsill. But what do you, what do you watch like during the day? Because I'm like, I always wonder like what people spend their day watching because I have a very specific like YouTube regimen
Yeah,
that I watch a lot of. Like,
that's interesting.
yeah, do you dive into that?
Yeah, you
At
want
all?
to compare algorithms?
Yeah, let's let's pull our algorithms out.
My algo is more like a lot of far left YouTube videos like Hasanabi and Chapo Trap House
Oh, okay.
and Come Town, Joe Rogan clips.
Yeah, I get a lot of Cumtown. I get a lot of LOS stuff like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. Recently been getting a lot more Matt and Shane, just from the podcast standpoint. But
Who's
just,
Matt?
Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis.
Oh, I don't know Matt McCusker that well.
No, he's I
Is
mean,
that
like,
the one they interviewed Louis?
yeah, when they did the episode where it was Shane and Matt on
Yeah.
the episode. It was
With
when they
Louis.
just went through the presidents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was that fucking ruled.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
listening to
awesome.
that at work, and I'm just like, I'm learning so much.
George Washington, John Adams, twice.
Yeah, John Adams 2 times.
Yeah.
John Adams, John Adams, 2-term president, man, first one.
Yeah.
Fucking look at him,
Good
big
for
dick
him.
out.
Yeah.
No, but like,
No FDR.
yeah, then him.
Orchard.
What the fuck? No, but then a lot of like horror stories and stuff like that, like spooky.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the spooky, like this person went into an alleyway and they saw something scary. Here's a photo of it. And then it's a lot
It's
of
not
that.
as scary if it's a photo because you're not in it. You're like, oh yeah, that's kind of scary, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm just watching it to be entertained. It ain't like
Yeah.
a spooky thing. Like I'm not just sitting there
Would you
like
say-
biting my nails and shit like that.
So you're like,
I'm just like playing Elden Ring, just like for 45 minutes, just being like, oh, this is cool.
So you're listening to it in the background.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
playing.
Yeah,
Because you
do you-
can't watch it if you're playing.
No, yeah. Do you ever do that? Do you play a lot of video games at all?
I play Settlers of Catan online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should play more StarCraft too, but I've been playing a lot of Catan. It's kind of a problem.
Dude, one of my buddies in high school used to just absolutely dominate at StarCraft.
Huh.
And he would come over to my house just to play it on my computer because he didn't have it on his computer. And like he would just clock in and just like sit there for like 4.5, 5 hours just on my computer while I'm just sitting in my bed looking at fucking YouTube videos and shit.
Isn't that crazy? It's a lot of movement. You got to be really fast.
Yeah, dude. It's like,
Up.
yeah, dude. It's fucking, it sounds like you're accounting. Like it's
Accounting
insane.
for your virginity.
Yeah, accounting for your Zerg. No, but it's a fun game, I would say. Like,
Yeah. It's strategy, and it's like you're competing brainily with your intellect against another person.
brainily is a good adjective to describe it.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely working brainily. I feel like there's a couple games that get your brain really going.
Yeah.
Like, you ever play like Portal?
No.
That shit rules.
Because you can make one and make it pop out somewhere else, and then
Yeah, it's all like puzzles and stuff like that.
nice. It's like that Brick Man, where you have to move the brick to get the guy out of the house, except 3D.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I like StarCraft because it's like the future of warfare. It's like you get to control all these units, and you're not just one dude shooting another dude. You're controlling a whole army.
That's what it's gonna divulge to, you think? Where it's
Yeah.
just top down. It's
Yeah, like drones.
yeah, that fucking, I could see that shit happening, man.
Yeah.
It's not completely, just fucking clickety clacking.
Yeah.
Imagine just like generals going from like this star-studded war, like fucking champion and shit like that, to some dude at a keyboard, just like 350 pounds, just directing drones and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, he's the best at war in the world.
You don't want to mess with him. Get him behind a keyboard and you're fucked.
Yeah, he just comes in with his like arthritis hand brace on, like he just came from fucking bowling.
He's getting Bengay on his wrist.
Yeah, just sitting there, and like people are coming by, just like feeding him chicken tenders as he's sitting there. It's just like,
Yes.
sorry, he's winning all wars right now.
conquer the Crimean region
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
And we'll give you all the Cheetos and Mountain Dew you could ask for.
He just has like a hamster wheel of Code Red. I mean, a hamster ball of Code Red, just like that whole tube coming down. He's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That fucking rules.
That's all it takes.
That's the life I want to live.
That's going to be the future. Well, I mean, I think in the future, we're just going to have a computer do it all. We don't need a human to control it.
That's fair. I mean, like, no. The thing is, I feel like computers can't account for like just humans being fucking idiots and humans.
Yeah.
Like, so there'll always be like an aspect where a human can overcome a computer because that's not the logical thing to do, but somehow
Yeah.
it works.
It's just going to do something stupid that doesn't make any sense, and the computer's going to be like, error, overload.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't account for luck. It doesn't account for like people just being like, fuck it. I got guns. I'm running in. I'm just running in. And just like, we get like, ah, and just killing everyone. Just be like, oh shit, it took one guy. Just one guy just went.
Basically Russians.
Yeah, just
they're going to throw bodies at the problem, and the computer's going to be like, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah. It's like, we can't sacrifice all these units. It's like, well, we can because we're making more constantly. Everyone's fucking. It's pretty much a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So when you can,
now
you
with
can.
illegalized, legalized,
I know.
we're
Is
going
it
to
like,
make so many people to fight the Huns off with.
you think the Huns are coming?
Yeah, you
Like-
got to always keep your eye to the east.
Yeah, like we're fucking Mulan. Like we gotta light the what's it called, the torches.
The pyres.
Yeah, the pyres, and then
Yeah.
like some guy just comes up and knocks me over. I'm like, now all of America knows you're here. He's like, good, and then Hawk comes down. Dude, Mulan was
It's a
such
good movie.
good fucking movie.
Yeah, you remember that scene very well.
I know. I it was my sister's favorite movie, so like we watched the fuck out of it. Like,
Wow, and it's like it's so symbolic because it's like using technology to defeat the barbarian hordes.
yeah, using like gunpowder and like fireworks and like
Civilization fighting against
there's civilization fighting against
hordes.
brutalization.
Yeah.
And dude, that was crazy when like I remember watching it when I was a little kid, and I always got super uncomfortable at the part when they're like at the end of singing like one of the songs, and it just cuts to a fucking village on fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it
When
was.
they're marching through
Yeah.
the pass, they're like, "We're gonna go reinforce the troops."
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's like the music stops.
Yeah, something worth fighting for. That
Yeah.
song. Something worth fighting. And there's like something worth fighting. And they just turn a corner. It's like everyone is dead. It's like, holy shit. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It
This
really-
is crazy.
It really captures the emotions of war, where you're like, "Yeah, we're gonna do the little project that we're here for." Wait a minute,
Oh God.
this is a game of death and destruction, and we're totally ill-equipped.
We are just pawns in this
Yeah.
massive game.
Well,
And
that's why we gotta support the troops because they're.
and that's why they brought in Mushu to add a little bit of cutting fun. Just Eddie Murphy as a dragon.
We need more Mushus.
Yeah, we need more Mushu. We need that.
At least 2 Mushus per troop.
Yeah, 2 Mushus per troop. Maybe it's like a fun bunny rabbit that like is the troops rabbit that has like a hat on and stuff like that.
And then they eat it as soon as they spend a day in the
Yeah,
hinterlands.
as soon as they like eat MREs for the first time and realize that it's not gluten free or vegan,
Yeah.
and just because they've been drafted from like fucking Portland and shit like that, they just immediately eat the rabbit.
Yeah.
I could see it happening. Seems like a pretty good plan.
Everyone has a rabbit.
Everyone
this is
has-
your
yeah.
emergency meal.
That's what they used to do in like the Spetsnazes and shit like that. They would like to get, I think it was like to be a Russian like special forces. You had like a rabbit or a chicken that you named and like raised from a baby for like 6
Yeah.
months, and then like to graduate you have to shoot it.
That's
Which is-
what the Spartans did.
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I would just pretend to shoot it. The only thing I'd teach it is play dead the entire 6 months. And then I'd shoot next to it and be like, this is the day we trained for.
That's smart.
Go ahead. Be free. And I'll meet you in the wilderness.
This is your only job.
Have you
gotta-
ever had pets?
Yeah.
How many?
Like several. I had many goldfish.
Many-
I had a rat that we took care of in class, and then they're like, "We're gonna give this away to somebody,"
And you want it?
and I won it. And then they grew into being big and ugly with weird tails. They were like cute little babies.
Yeah, man. Everything is a cute baby at one point, and then
I
it's
know.
just like an adult fucking rat in
I
your
know.
house.
It's like a white rat in my house. And then I had a hamster that was just fat and it just sat there.
Yeah, I feel that about my cat right now. I have a cat that's like 19 pounds, and he just like is like a moving couch pillow.
Do you feel bad? Do you feel like maybe you should get it on the keto diet?
I mean, like, I would love to get it on like straight Joe Rogan elk meat diet, but I don't. I mean, like, I try my best. We give him like kind of a strict diet. We don't overfeed him.
So why is it so fat? Is it the carbohydrates or the sugar?
I think it might be a mixture of carbohydrates and sugar. He drinks a lot of Diet Pepsi. So,
Are you serious?
No, he doesn't. He's a cat.
Well, maybe.
No, that'd be hysterical if I had to go to QT or Circle K just
You're
to
giving
get
it diabetes.
giving my cat Crystal Pepsi. Just be like, it's his favorite.
Just slurping it up.
I did catch him eating we had pizza one night and my chick had a pile of ranch out and I caught him like licking at it. And I'm just like, you're a fat piece of shit, man.
You have the diet of an American teenager.
Yeah, you have the diet of a 12-year-old kid in Wisconsin, just eating pizza rolls and ranch on them. Do you like ranch? Are you a ranch guy?
Yeah, sure. It's good.
I don't like ranch.
What, you like blue cheese?
Yeah, I like
Blue cheese is good.
I prefer it over it. Like, because I used to work at a sandwich shop, and I saw how we made like ranch, and it's just like gross. It's like a gallon of mayonnaise, half a gallon of buttermilk, seasoning, stir.
That sounds good.
It's gross, man. Were
Just
you
like
like
a
were you
whiteness.
the type of kid who'd like dipped his fries in mayonnaise?
Sure.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Hans, that's not a good thing.
Wait.
You need to
okay.
fix that about you. That's gross.
What's the preferred way to dip
Like-
your shit?
Like ketchup. If you have fries, it's all.
Ketchup is good.
Yeah, I know, but you can't dip it in mayonnaise.
Well,
That's
don't
a
you think?
spread.
Okay.
I hate to be attacking you right now. You know, your
No, it's
ideologies
fine.
and beliefs when it comes to condiments, but I feel like I mean, like, do you like, what do you dip your, like, say if you have carrots, what do you dip it in?
Ranch.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I understand that. Like,
Yeah.
I dip it in blue cheese just because I don't like ranch.
I like blue cheese.
Yeah, it's good.
I like the chunks in it.
I am a fan of the chunks. Chunks are good in blue cheese.
They're creamy. It's
I know.
creamy.
I know. Especially on a burger,
Yeah.
blue cheese burger, that shit rules.
Yeah.
It goes hard.
It's really drying. It makes my mouth feel dry sometimes.
Blue cheese?
Yeah.
That's great. Are you allergic?
No.
That'd be hysterical,
Just if
though.
it's the crumbs, not if it has the liquid in it, then it's better.
Oh yeah, if you're just eating blue cheese crumbles, then yeah, I
Yeah.
can see the dryness coming from there. Do you know what I've been doing recently? I'll be making like pasta at home, and I'll put goat cheese on top of it. Goat
Nice.
cheese melts pretty fucking good, dude. I don't know if you've had a premium goat cheese.
You eat a lot of pasta?
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap and it's like easy to make, and
Yeah.
you last for a minute. So like I can just go home, like heat up some pasta, go out, do my shit. Like I don't got like I basically eat pasta and sandwiches every day
Mm,
with the occasional taco and shit like that thrown in there. But
that's cool.
yeah, you know, it's Phoenix. We doing shit out there. We
Yeah.
having fun.
Well, what about the carnivore diet? Don't you think healthy body, healthy mind?
I mean, what does the carnivore diet entail?
Like a lot of steaks, a lot of ribs, a lot of chicken quarters.
Dude, I would have heartburn every fucking day. I'm built like an absolute pussy. I can't eat that way, dude. If
Well,
if
maybe.
someone put a fucking steak in front of me for like 7 days straight, my shits would be insanity. It would be nuts. Just steak? That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, maybe you get used to it. Maybe your gut microbiome would change.
My microbiome?
Yeah.
That sounds like I got like a Jurassic Park village in my belly.
You do.
I don't-
Bacteria.
A bacteria? I want a brontosaurus belly.
You got like the fucking, the pasta destroying germs in your
Oh
stomach.
yeah, dude, pasta dips one toe into my stomach acid, just ultimate solution. Just burns up in a fucking millisecond.
That's awesome. You're like a fucking white boy that's perfectly designed to consume white food.
I know. I like me a good pasta. Like a
Yeah.
good like a rigatoni, maybe like a penne sauce. I love me some penne.
Mm.
That's some good shit. Not penne sauce. What am I thinking?
What about gnocchi?
Gnocchi?
Gnocchi.
Yeah.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. It does sound like something someone would moan in bed. Now that
Sounds
sound-
like a Pokemon.
I was about to say that sounds like a Tamagotchi. The way that you just did it, like some Neopet shit. Dude,
That's my favorite.
gnocchi.
Yeah.
You like that pasta?
Yeah, it's like potato.
I know. It's very like fun. It's fun to swallow. I like.
The texture is good.
I know. It feels like I'm swallowing like a very small bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I enjoy that. I like feeling like a lizard often.
Like in Lion King when he starts eating bugs.
I know. Those are the most appetizing looking bugs in the entire world. I'd eat the fuck out of those bugs.
They look like little pastas.
I know. I want to slurp them. He slurps them, and I'm just like, ooh, that'd be so satisfying. Just a mouthful of bugs, and then you see one, you're like, ew.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat a fucking. Would you eat a live worm if it was like good? If it was on the menu? If Rogan took you out to a dinner and said, "Hey,
it
they
was,
got
like harmless."
no shit, it's gonna be harmless." But like, if say Rogan took you to a dinner and
What
said,
if it went down my breathing hole? It's like trying to fuck with me.
Well, it technically will go down your breathing hole. It isn't. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like you swallow it wrong,
Yeah.
and it like goes into your esophagus, and you got worm lung.
Oh God.
I don't think that's a possibility, but if that is, I mean, you got several
Well,
other problems to take care of.
If you were to enjoy worms, your life would be so great because you could just go down to Cabela's or Academy or Dick's.
I know, and just get like those live worms. You just go to PetSmart and get mealworms as like little snacks. Just eat handfuls of worms. Man, we're missing something here. We need to prepare and eat worms.
Maybe they're good.
Maybe they're good. They're like jiggly spaghetti. It's spaghetti that's already moving for you.
Yeah, you just put some tomato sauce or some white sauce on Alfredo sauce on it.
That definitely seems like something you would have in like a child's Halloween walkthrough, where you're just like, here is a plate of spaghetti and worms. Oh, feeling its eyeballs and it's peeled grapes, but there's actually worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actual worms.
It's actual worms.
Well, yeah, I mean, we should freak kids out more. They need to be aware of the world that we live in.
Dude, that'd be hysterical if you had a haunted house that was just like real scary things in the world. Taxes.
Your mom dying because she doesn't have health care.
Yeah, like the atrocities of war. And like, and it's like the thought of having like family members that owned slaves and shit like that. You're just like, oh God. You're just running through. It's just like, did you know that we're bad? It's like, just running through.
Do you feel guilty?
Yeah, it's just a guilt scary house. This is a guilt.
Black people are living in the ghetto as we speak.
Yeah. How much do you pay for rent? Half of that would feed this whole family right here. And you're just like, huh. And then at the beginning, instead of taking like ticket price, it's just called reparations, and you just give them like $15, and they're just like, "That's it," and then you go in. It's just a whole guilt fueled nightmare.
Yeah,
That'd be
like your clothes come from this poor Indonesian child slaving away.
Yeah,
your phone.
You just get to choose which what brand of jeans you're wearing. And then you just press the button and it opens a different door and shows you the sweatshop of it. Like, oh, you thought H&M was good. Au contraire. You thought those pleated denim pants were nice. Oh, well, they're made by a child.
This haunted house is the ghetto that your suburbs created through suburban sprawl and white flight.
Yeah. Why don't we go back in time to see the local restaurants that were owned by minority business owners before your area was gentrified with honkies like you? Just be like, that Starbucks, that was a building that was there for 45 years. You just walk through, you're like, oh my God.
This place was full of life and culture.
Yeah. Just be like, oh, do you know that small business owner? Do you want to know where she is? And then you go and it's a graveyard. And you're just like, oh my God. And then at the biggest tombstone, the American dream.
You got to be asleep.
All snaps. All snaps.
All snaps, no caps.
All snap, no cap. I can imagine a poetry slam doing that shit.
It's all current with the lingo.
Oh, yeah. They're so current with the lingo. The lingo is just so current nowadays. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, it's like a goddamn electrical wire, how current it is.
And they should make a current thesaurus to where you can see like slang term synonyms and like antonyms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like cap. What does cap mean? Cap is lying. Like, no cap. I'm not lying. Synonym. Synonym. On God. No, that'd be
out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Yeah, that means you are lying. Please refer to shit.
I love that. It's like Urban Dictionary trying to whiteify the black experience and trying to make it official and trying to understand and scientifically break it down.
Oh
And
yeah, then you
make
sell
it.
then you sell it as a coffee table book at Urban Outfitters and make millions.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, listen, there's so many the market for selling to dumb white people is growing more and more every day. Like you can just make like some like fucking essential oil treatment that's like it's a meditation enhancer. Put it on your hands, meditate, and they'll be like, "This really works."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, because it has like tingly oil in it. You dummy.
Tingly oils.
Yeah, and then and then you got $55 a bottle when you're paying 3
Yeah.
per unit. It's just like it's people just buy shit now, man.
Yeah, that's how we feel good about ourselves as consumer.
Yeah, people
Culture.
get fucking like some like box sent to their house every month of random bullshit that they mostly throw out and they just completely forget about, and then they get like an extra like $150-$200 from the company. Just like give it to
Nice.
them just because they're like, ah, shit, I forgot to cancel this. Now I have 7 new shirts or like a box of steak and unlimited bacon because I signed up for that in 2012 when it was cool. Do you remember the whole bacon phase?
Yeah.
That was fucking.
Epic mealtime.
Oh my god, what happened to those guys?
They I think they turned into like I think they were living in too much luxury and too much, they just got too big and then they just imploded.
It's just some stars burn too bright.
Yeah.
You know, you
Just
can
like
never fix that.
the cholesterol in their bloodstream.
Yeah, for like, I mean, that was back in like the golden days of YouTube when like the formula was simple, where you just go and spend $300 and just fuck up a McDonald's for an hour and a half, and then you go home, make it into a lasagna, and get a fucking $1 million from it. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
when like monetization first came out, it was only based off like views and shit like that, and it wasn't like under this kind of like strict diatribe of like, oh, like you have to do this, you can't curse within the first 10 minutes of your thing, blah 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 blah. It's like now, like back then, it was just like you get 15,000 views per thing. Here's money. And now that turned into like all these people being like, oh yeah, I make YouTube videos and I just bought a $5 million mansion. And now they're just like, I just sold that mansion for $250,000, like $250,000.
That's
like,
a good video. The sadness.
oh yeah, just the where are they now
Yeah.
and shit like that. Like when they did that with basketball players, just talking about how much money they lost. Just being like, all right, I lost about $500,000 in Vegas one time. And they're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like a whole life. It's like a life's worth of money.
Yeah, that's generational wealth.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. What do you think of generational wealth? Would you like to get there?
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone aspires to it, but there's a
mean,
lot of.
I think our species has generational wealth and we just need to spread it around evenly and equally.
Very true. Very true. That's a good point. I feel like it's a very socialist point. I mean, is it socialist or communist where you just share wealth evenly? I have no clue.
I don't know. I don't think that it should just be completely like divided by the population, but I think like the total net worth divided by population, but I think like you should get a minimum amount so that you're not coerced into working.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Like a basically like base set minimum wage for
Yeah.
just people
Yeah.
just to exist and like and you would like want to have like housing that would be able to accommodate the people within that set wage
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like even with that, it's like sometimes thinking about that, it gets a little spooky just because it's like you're gonna build these giant things where it's just like everyone's gonna be living there. It's like, well, what's gonna happen? Like, where are people gonna actively like try to like lubricate the economy around them and like support it, get jobs, put money into it, get money from it, or are they just gonna like sit inside, which is a completely valid option that you could do, but you wouldn't have the
Yeah.
best life in the world.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be happy doing that.
Yeah, it would depend on like the mindset of people, which I feel like the government wouldn't want to do that because they
Well-
think everyone's a fucking idiot. And like for the most part, some people are really fucking dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of dumb people because like we have a system that doesn't really reward people,
Yeah, no.
so they're not incentivized to better themselves. They're just incentivized to like show up and, punch a clock and flip burgers and then go home. So then
Yeah,
people are gonna be stupid.
your incentive is eventually to retire in like what,
Yeah.
45 years?
Like it sucks that might be poor people who are just sitting around jerking off and scratching their balls, but I think even worse is if there's one person that's taking all the money and wealth and work that people are doing and then siphoning it off and living in yachts and not doing anything.
Yeah, just absolutely just completely just greed hounding.
Yeah,
every
I'd rather
single
have
thing.
poor people doing nothing and siphoning away from the system than like a rich person siphoning away way more efficiently and effectively.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's understandable. But at the same perspective, like, you would say that to a rich person and they would be like, no, I've earned my position. And that is maybe like 10%, I would say.
Mhm.
Like, it seems like generational wealth is something that is like very much so accumulated nowadays where they just are born into money. They're going to
Yeah.
die with money. And like, as long as they don't epically fuck it up, everything is going to be okay for them. When
Yeah.
there's like self-made millionaires and people who came like within our industry, for instance, like people who started off just doing open mics and then eventually through it became successful into the entertainment industry. Like you're doing that right now. You're fucking doing great.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I'm trying to do my best and like I don't have any fucking like diamonds behind my name or anything like that. Like you
Yeah.
used to live in a fucking van.
Exactly.
Like it's all the perspective that it comes from because if you're born with like a fucking ivory spoon in your mouth, you're going to have a different perspective on someone who like can't get out of like a certain financial situation that then impedes on a mental situation because it's like that racks your brain that you can't afford something that other people can afford and you see all this wealth around you and you get resentful.
Yeah.
And like it's not like a cohesive like, oh, I want to do this and like start anew and like, oh, this is going to motivate me to do more. It's like, no, when the walls are crushing in on you, you feel that to the utmost extent and it's like there's no solution. There's
Yeah.
not a solution present for you. You just have to take it. And
Yeah,
it's
that doesn't engender hard work.
yeah, it doesn't the pull yourself up by your bootstraps generation is far long and gone. It's not here anymore.
Yeah, if you work hard, you're just gonna get exploited into working for a corporation that's gonna pay you minimum wage and then fire you as soon as they find a cheaper alternative.
Yeah, there's no like if the whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps, it comes with the implication of it being like the bootstraps that you got from your company. It's not your own boots that you've made by hand. If that was
Yeah.
more like implicated to where it was like pull yourself up by your own beliefs. Like if you want to do something like you want to be a carpenter, you want to start your own fucking sewage business. If you like fucking power washing front driveways, like
Yeah, but it's not easy for you to start your own company because there's already companies that exist that make it difficult for any competitors
I know
to exist.
it's a two-sided snake. You're just constantly eating yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out. And like we were talking the other day about the anti-work subreddit. And like I understand it, but even like when you scroll through it, you're just kind of like there's some that are like you're just kind of being a dickhead. And then some of them are just like, oh yeah, you can't go to your mom's funeral because I need you to serve. And it's like, yeah, you can go fuck yourself. Like
Yeah.
it's great. Like
There's no financial value to you going to your mom's funeral.
yeah, there's nothing that can benefit me there.
Yeah.
So looks
All
like
your life should be worked towards converting your energy to money that someone else can take from you.
yeah, that is being paid off in like taxes that are a significantly larger lump sum of your money than it is someone who is far wealthier than you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and even if then, like if they don't have their like money in like non like profit shit, that can't be taxed. Like
Yeah.
people do that a fuck ton. So it's just constantly people gaining the system and everyone else on the bottom floor just having to deal with the wild parties going up above them fucking hitting broomsticks against it and they're not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to like kind of go through your entire elementary school to adulthood life, like going through your like K through 18s, being like, I can build something of myself, and then kind of get into the world, just be like, people are at a higher pivotal like advantage from me by just doing nothing.
Yeah,
And I
you
have
can tell.
and you have to overcome that.
Yeah.
And people sometimes don't even value that because they're in the position already and they're just like, well, I'm here. Why aren't you here? It's like, motherfucker, I didn't start there.
Yeah, success is the only metric.
Yeah, all people see is like, it's like all people see are the likes on Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They see the fancy stuff, they see like the glitz, the glamour. Like nobody really considers more the work of it, but at the same time, is there? Like some people are just privileged to the point where like it's like, oh, you're being sponsored by like an energy drink company. Take a photo of you holding this energy drink, and we're gonna give you like $15,000. And it's like if you gave that to someone in like just like literally just walk down through like if you stayed at a fucking hotel and just gave that to your like maid or something
Yeah.
like that coming in, that would change their entire fucking like 3 years. It would
Yeah.
change their entire life. You just being like, hey, I like mixed berry blast. Buy it. All right, here you go. It's like it means
Yeah.
nothing, but at the same time, people have like this kind of like this beaver kind of way of thinking where they need to pile on and build this dam of wealth and shit like that. And it's like at the end of the day, you're sitting on this mile high wall, just being like, look at all the money I've accumulated. All right, now it's time to die. It's like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, if you're not doing it for the good of society and if you're just selfishly accruing wealth, it doesn't make you feel good.
No, it's like you can just watch the number go up all you want, but it's like at some point you should just do something to help fucking someone, man.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, I think that that's our purpose, is to be a part of society and to help society, and if we're not doing that, it makes us feel really bad. And I think like we have this mentality of trying to beat everyone else, but I think that's a short-sighted goal. I think we should be working to help everyone else get better, and it just takes a shift in consciousness to be like, oh, that's an empty goal. How many times do we have to hear that story of someone being super wealthy and not happy before we're like, okay, so what's the answer? Money is not the answer, so let's go move on to a higher Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, it's like, so when you get to that point in said story, when it's like, oh, money can't fix this, it's like, wouldn't you have liked to understand that before the money? That
Yeah.
you have inner, deeper issues that aren't just associated with you not having enough wealth to where you actually, when you do have funds and stuff like that, and you're a mentally better place, wouldn't you want, like, you would want to help people? You would want to help out the people around you who you care about. At least that's what I would think. At least like within like kind of like my own mental faculties. Like I would definitely go out, just kind of just be a big tipper. Just make someone's day. Tip them. Say if I got made $3,000 that day, just doing fucking bullshit, doing nothing. Just like I'll give 1,000 away. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Who cares? It's like I don't know what I believe in. Like kind of like illogically, like when it comes to like religion and stuff like that, more agnostic than anything, but I more believe in karma, where
Yeah.
if you put good in, you're gonna get good out.
Yeah, when you put good into your society, you're gonna live in a better society with less poverty and less homelessness.
Yeah, it's all what you put into it. And I feel like a lot of people kind of get into the idea of, oh, once I get here, then I'll start helping people. And it's like you can start small.
Yeah.
You can help people.
If you don't practice helping people, then you're not gonna be good at it.
Yeah, it's all about like it's not about the man you are at the end of the day, it's the man you've grown to be, like
Yeah.
all throughout. Like say if all of a sudden like Hitler became a huge humanitarian at the end of it and just being like, all right, while he did kill all those people, he also started 1,000 puppy farms. Like it was like it wouldn't matter, man. It's like you
Yeah.
have to accumulate good karma throughout your entire life.
And if you do that, you'll be more having a better ability to help. Like if you just start helping in the middle of your evil regime, then you won't have that positive ability or that ability to do positive things. You won't be practiced at it. You won't know how to do it.
yeah, you won't have like the kind of like you won't have the basis of it.
Yeah.
Like you'll be building a house on a weak foundation just because you're throwing all this philanthropy and helping and all of this nonprofit fundraising, all this stuff onto just you coming from just like over exuberance, like greed and stuff like that. And it doesn't cooperate. It
Yeah.
doesn't that's not something you can just switch on. You need to like kind of grow and be better naturally. And I feel like it just comes with step by step. And there's like there's pivotal moments where you can take like it's a fork in a road where you just like you can do this and like that doesn't help you and it's not the greatest, but it like it helps you more and it's not the greatest, but you could take less help and help someone else with you. And sometimes you take the fucking selfish route, and that's not, we're humans. We do that. We look out for ourselves primarily first, and that's just a natural thing.
Mhm.
But we like whenever you take that road less like you selfish road, you look back and see the other one, you're just like, fuck. Shit. I feel like a
even
fucking
if you do
dickhead.
succeed with the evil route, like you're still only succeeding being evil. Like
Yeah.
it's like not the best option. But if you succeed doing good, then you get to do good and succeed. That's obviously the best of both worlds.
Oh god. Water went down the wrong hole.
Oh no.
Worm. It's a worm. I got worms in my lungs.
Wormhole.
I got worms in my lungs.
So, what do you think about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp?
I think it's interesting as fuck. I think it's very interesting. I think
Well, they're
it's
two unique people.
they're very oh my god. I have COVID. I have Ebola. I apologize.
You got liquid on your breathing holes.
Oh yeah, I have liquid all over my breathing holes right now. I'm just trying to like fucking white knuckle through it and not peek into the microphone.
Just get rid of all that moisture with air and just like huck it out. Just aerate your
Good.
lungs.
I'm good.
Well, I think
That was the one I needed.
there's a lot of like incels that are like, see, women are evil. This is why I don't get laid.
I think that's a very dumb and staunch point to make. To think that like this one person is the mascot for all women.
Yeah.
I think she's a fucking nutcase.
She's very unique. I mean, I don't know if that's
Who takes a poop in
indicative.
someone's bed?
Yeah.
Have you ever
that's-
been like to that level of furious to where like that was an avenue in your brain that you thought was reasonable?
I've never shit in someone's bed before.
I've never shit outside of a toilet. No, I shit my pants a couple times. So that's me admitting my own fault.
Well, you
but
didn't do it as a statement.
I didn't. I wasn't sitting there at a Chick-fil-A demanding extra sauce, and when they said no, I shit my pants out at protest.
No, it was as instinctive. It was like very spur of the moment type of action.
Yeah, that's a. But that being said, shitting is an alpha move.
It's crazy that that's the level that it taps into. Like she wants to do something guttural and something like this is how
Primeval.
evil you are to me.
Yeah, I'm a. You've made me into a creature, into an animal, and I poop the bed. I don't poop inside the bed, on top of the bed.
That's a probably better way to poop.
I was
She's
about to
probably
say-
squatting.
I was about to say, if she pooped in the bed, that
Yeah.
would have been worst in my eyes because it's more sheet cleanup. Actually, no, you probably got it. If someone took a shit on my top sheet, I would probably get rid of all the sheets. I wouldn't just be like, oh, it's one layer deep. No, that sinks in. I'd probably,
Yeah,
I'll
there's
look at
probably
the,
seepage.
I'd probably look at the mattress as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's like out of control, and she's like so much ego, and like she wants to control things. And,
Yeah, dude. She's had that like pretty much for like the past what, like 15 years?
yeah,
Everything, like she has assistants, she has all this, all that, like every day is her. She's living the Amber Heard show in her own fucking mind.
yeah. But I think like she has this false idea of how much power someone should have and what's the best use of it, and I don't think it's her fault.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, like it's not her fault.
That's what we tell people.
She definitely doesn't help it. It's like
Yeah.
it's not her fault, but at the same time, there are avenues that she could take where things would be less kind of catastrophic in her actions.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't think you had to exactly like chop the guy's fingertip off or anything like that. But at the same time, you know, pick a poison. What do you want? You want a crazy hot lady? Or you just want some run-of-the-mill chick who won't take a shit in your bed?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a hot chick, she's gonna be like, well, I could have anyone I want, so I'm gonna have to make this worth my time.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't understand with hot chicks is that hot chicks have been hot for a very long time. It's not like suddenly they were hit with like Tinkerbell, bing,
Yeah.
like suddenly you're the belle of the ball. It's
They
like, no,
just-
they've grown up with that hot chick attitude.
They want it all.
Yeah,
They're like, I'm not just happy having the hot chick thing. I
yeah.
want to be the best hot
Each
chick.
one of them is like Brittany the Conqueror. Like they
Yeah.
want to pillage and take. Like
Yeah.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so when you run into them, it's just like hitting them with a no is absolutely shattering minds.
Yeah, because
like-
she's hot. She needs everything.
Yeah. it's-
Otherwise, there's another hot girl getting something.
or the thought to be denied. Like, say if some chick was like at a club, I'm sure like this has happened to you. Like I have a girlfriend and stuff like that, and I've been at comedy clubs and I've had chicks come up to me and like kind of like, hey, what's up? And I'm just like, oh, I have a lady, and they're just like, and they immediately
what
just
girls
go
are
into
like.
like completely like frozen, just like, no, that's not even what I'm talking about. Like, oh my god, like, and just like
Yeah.
obviously backtracking.
Yeah,
It's like,
because they're
alright.
not used to rejection.
Oh yeah, and just completely just fucking crab swirling, just fucking
Yeah. They're like, error. This is not supposed to happen. I'm
40
supposed to reject
oh,
them.
404 page not found.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna softball a nice beach to this weirdo, but instead he shot me down, and now I have to go fuck something to
Yeah.
feel like I'm hot again.
Now you're welcome to our world.
Yeah,
Well,
welcome to the pit.
I realize that I don't have any defense against women. Like,
Really, you're
'cause-
just completely defenseless.
Yeah, because like I'm not used to women wanting me, and I'm
Same.
used to women being repulsed by me just being me. So
Yeah.
like now, like if a woman comes up to me and she's like flirting with me in a situation where I don't want to be flirted with, I'm just like I don't know what to do. I'm doing what I usually do to reject or to have women reject me, and it's not working.
I've had like people take like, I'm pretty sure you've had this too because you've done a lot of shows, and there's drunk women are honestly like the most sexually aggressive creature in the world.
Because they don't have that voice in their head being like, don't be a creep, don't be a predator, don't be a rapist.
Yeah,
Like that's in our heads all the time.
there's not a To Catch a Predator episode where they're inviting people
To
into
catch a Britney.
Yeah, To Catch a Britney, where they're inviting like all these chicks into varsity fucking high school locker rooms and shit like that, just being like, "Why are you trying to meet Trent today?" Like, no, that doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah, why are you trying to hump
Yeah.
this man?
Do you know Colton's 16 years old? He's like, that was a penis of a man. He's like, I know. You're going to jail. Like, no, but fucking, it's just like,
That's why they need to go to gay bars.
dude, I've had chicks like taking fucking swinging glances at kissing me and shit like that after shows, after I've done jokes about me having a girlfriend at the show. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
They're
what
just
the-
like, I want him. I'm gonna get him.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, do you know? I'm like, I like literally have stopped people. And I'm like, you know, if I was doing this to you, it's a crime, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, if I was doing the same shit to you right now, it'd be a crime. And she would be like, oh my God, you're stupid. I'm like, I don't like this. This is a crime. Stop it. In there and just be like, you're so weird. I'm like, well, this makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, they have no defenses against their horniness because their horniness is like sought after, and they're used to like keeping it hidden so
Oh,
that
yeah.
people don't.
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
fuck
The
them.
treasure chest is open and you're
Yeah.
ignoring the gold because you have a better treasure at home. You're just like, I don't want your 15 doubloons, miss. I got pearl necklaces
Yeah.
and gold skulls back at my place, man. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like, that
this is
shit's
not a good-
crazy. Like, have you had any like chicks coming up to you for trying to fuck with you at shows and shit like that?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah, not that
You're a
much.
handsome guy.
Thanks, Tristan.
You're a handsome guy. I saw you last night at karaoke with your shirt unbuttoned. You got a little chest built, bro. You got a little chesty roof.
Well, I hang out with my girlfriend and we have a good time. I mean,
Your girlfriend's a very good singer.
Yeah, she's really talented.
I loved watching you watch her sing. It was hysterical. You're just like, in that moment, you were the girlfriend in the crowd watching her boyfriend play in the band. You're just like, yes! And I was just like, oh man, he's having a good time. I'm like, this is hysterical.
That's awesome. I'm so cute.
You're very adorable. You're very adorable.
I'm like a little child. I was pretty drunk too.
Yeah, it was very funny, the song that you chose. And I loved it. I loved it. I thought it's so basically, if I can explain it, if it's not too flagrant. We did a karaoke bar last night, and Hans went on, did NWA's "Fuck the Police," but every N-word was replaced with "neighbor." And the thing is, you just fucking, like, you did it 19 times, and the mirror flowed perfectly through it with everything, and everyone was just laughing so hard every time you got to it. But the thing is, no one expected you to say neighbor when the first N-word came through, so everyone just heard an ER and just turned around. We're like, oh! We're like, oh my god! I'm like, oh, he's saying neighbor, he's saying neighbor, he's saying neighbor, he's saying neighbor. We're good.
Yeah.
This is Tumblr approved. We're good.
It's like audio illusion. You just hear what you want to hear.
Yeah,
or
I know.
What you think is gonna happen.
Yeah. Is this Britney or Whitney? Like, it's the audio version of like the green and the blue and gold and the white and gold. No, blue and black and white and gold dress. You remember that way back when? When it was the photo of the black and blue and the white and gold dress, and people were seeing like different ones, and everyone was like breaking their fucking brain over it. It was like a big. That was back in like 2016 when shit like that could be news, and now it's just like everyone's dead.
Yeah, there's less hope in the world. We're a sad society.
Yeah, man. What the fuck happened? Do you remember when Obama was around, 2008?
Well, Trump became president, and then we were like, oh, I guess we're going full retard, and like, we're just gonna double down on illogical.
We're gonna fucking kickflip into retard oblivion and just absolutely fall into the abyss.
Yeah, it just became dumber and like less hopeful. It's just like we're just gonna get really good at being selfish, and that's not a very logically hopeful place.
Oh yeah, like selfishness. I don't know if people know, only helps one person. It's really, in the grand scheme of things, not helpful to the unit.
Well, we'd like to think that it helps everyone. Everyone being selfish helps the society function. But,
yeah, they're like, I'm selfish now to help other people later.
But maybe it's just you being selfish because you want to be selfish, and you're just saying it helps everyone because that'd be sad if it didn't. And
and even when you help people, it's for selfish reasons. It's like, oh, I helped them because eventually I support this, and then it will go
so
to
why be helping at all? Just if you're going to be selfish, just be really good at being selfish all the time.
Yeah.
And then it creates a society where everyone's pecking at each other.
Yeah, and that's how you become a president.
Pretty much. Just like we emphasize the wrong things about ourselves, I think, and then we're like, what is the point of all this? What is the future? And it's like we don't really see an answer logically, so we have to go into our emotions and not think, and that's the only way we can be happy is to like mumble rap.
Oh, I did. Trust me, I feel that. It's that's my only escape is the 808s. I'm kidding. No,
drum beats and 808s.
Drum beats and 808s and heartbreak. That's all I look forward to. No, but I mean, like, if I could just bring myself back to the age of just I mean, like, even then, like, just listening to Skrillex and playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, when it was, like, new. If I could bring myself back to that, I would. But at the same time, it's like, all the bad shit is still going on. I just don't know about it. It's like, all these terrible things are going on. It's just completely oblivious to me because I'm worried about algebra.
Well, it's better that you don't know about it than you know about it and you're like, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. And honestly, as like a 12-year-old, there's not much you can do politically or geopolitically.
I feel like you feel the society that you're in very well and you respond to it, and you're a very sensitive guy, and then you understand how it affects you emotionally, and then you play off of it.
Yeah.
I think you're a very strong personality, and
Are you
that
talking about
have
me
a
right
lot
now?
of energy. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. That's really nice. Yeah, I thought you were talking about. No, thanks, man. I think you're very. Now it's my turn to suck your dick. I think that you're very smart. I think that you're very eloquent in your answers, and it's very easy to have a very interesting conversation with you. So it's a lot of fun. I
Thank
like
you.
being here
Yeah.
with the
You
fancy
provide the
fancy balls, the fancy balls
emotions.
of ice.
Yeah. We got the spherical ice cubes.
I know. I busted through that fucking Teeters soda in 2 seconds. Teeters 7-Up.
Teeters.
Teeters. Fucking
Teeters for skeeters.
shouts out Teeters.
So, what do you think about the general state of our culture and how we haven't had a good comedy movie in a long time?
Isn't that fucking nuts? How we haven't had a good. Honestly, I thought the best attempt at it was the new Jackass movie. There is a few moments
That's true.
there's a few moments in that really just fucking got me. Like, did you see it?
No.
Oh, dude, it is so funny.
I'm waiting for it to come out online.
It is. It's streaming. It's already streaming.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it for free.
Yeah, no, you can watch it for free for sure. No, but it's like there's this one sketch in it where they basically like the whole prank is they have like 4 sets of 2 people in a room, and they basically are pulling a prank in a fake prank. So they have like this rattlesnake that isn't a real rattlesnake, and they like show it to them, and then he gets the box and they replace it with a different box that just has like the sound of a rattlesnake in it. And then they turn all the lights off and knock the box over. And then they're just Johnny Knoxville and a couple of other guys are just in there with night vision goggles and like have like trash can lids and shit like that and stuff to fuck with them. And so they're just sitting there in pitch blackness, like huddled up in a corner. And Johnny Knoxville will come up and just like slap their head together like cymbals with trash can lids. And they're just like, ah! And like, it just like they'll come with the cattle prod, just be like, buzz. And then you'll be like, ah! It just completely flip shit. It's like the most psychologically torturous thing, but it's like next level funny. It is so good. And when they painted a wall to look like a pathway to a ramp, and he just ran right into it and splatted against it like a cartoon, that ruled. That's some classic Looney Tunes shit that I love right there.
That's some good comedy. I guess we do make good comedies. But like our movies are just remakes of Marvel movies, and none of the movies right now have people wearing masks in it. Like
That
it's
is
all
true.
Pre-COVID, like they don't want to date it.
It's like pre-COVID or post-COVID.
We
It's
can't
like,
tell.
yeah, it's like all pre-COVID or directly past COVID or COVID never happened. I don't think they're gonna bring COVID into the MCU.
Yeah, wouldn't the superheroes been able to do something about it? They're powerless against microbes.
Yeah, for real. Like fucking Green Goblin put out like some disease and shit like that, and it spreads across the world.
Unfortunately, Batman died of COVID.
That'd be hysterical. If that's how Tony Stark died in Endgame, he just survived the snap and he's like, I'm fine. And then just cuts to him on a bed, just
on a
like
respirator.
2 weeks later. Just be like, he didn't get the vaccine, and then the movie ends.
I want to get vaccinated now.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
But yeah, I mean, that's funny. I mean, I think all these superhero movies are like so simplistic, and it's just like they're just powerful. Like, I mean, I think that's just what we think people should be like. But I think our power comes with the group, not just individuals having superpowers. But
So you have an Avengers outlook. Or more like the Eternals.
Eternals.
Did
I
you
haven't
watch the
seen it.
Eternals movie?
No.
Neither have I. It does not interest me at all.
Yeah, it's shitty Avengers. It's like day soap opera Avengers.
The only reason why I was going to watch that was Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, the comedian that made it.
Yeah. He made it, and then he got ripped. Ripped. Absolutely ripped.
Stopped doing comedy.
Yeah. Why do people do that, man? That's the most annoying shit.
Because comedy's
You can't-
hard.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's like such a fulfilling feeling, and like
Well, I
nothing.
think you're very honest in comedy, and with acting, you can hide, and you can just be like, "I am this version of me," instead
Acting
of
is
your
the
real self.
acting is the opposite of honesty.
Exactly.
You're forcing yourself to cry in a fucking thing. You don't feel that emotion. You just
Yeah.
ate a bagel.
So if people like you, then it's not really you, and if people hate you, it's not really you. So you don't really care. But with comedy, if they hate you, they're like, "I hate your brain.
Yeah.
and the way you have fun.
Yeah, I hate the idea that you come up with every day. Your ideas are my least favorite thing. It's just like, man, I bet if I hung out with you for like 3 days, I could make you laugh a lot. That's like the thing I don't understand. Like, I bet I've said stuff on podcasts to make people offended, and that would make people not like me and shit like that. But just like spend 3 days with me. Like, I don't care if it's like non-binary. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care what you are. I will have fun with you, and I'll
Yeah.
get you laughing at the stuff I laugh at because you realize I'm joking. I'm fucking around. It's all I do. All
Yeah.
we do is fuck around.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what we're good at, is like talking to people. Like, people are supposed to be, like good family members or good friends. They're not supposed to be political machines that have the correct opinions on everything. Like, our real skill is, like, as human beings, is like getting along with others and being a part of a family or a friend group or something.
Yeah, we just want to find our pack.
Yeah.
We're just looking for acceptance in any sort of way that we can get it. Like, especially us as comedians. Like, we're
Yeah.
just trying our best to kind of figure out an avenue or a pathway that we can really make the most people happy.
Right.
That's
and
our
it's
whole-
possible.
It's our whole job. People,
Our tribe could be the whole world. Like,
I know, and
we
it
can-
has been for people, which is
Yeah.
insane. It's that because it's happened. So it's
there's
the
stuff that we can all agree with.
Yeah, it's the aspiration. It's like it's there.
Yeah.
Like, people have reached it, so it's not impossible. But at the same time, it is desperately each day becoming more and more impossible. It's
well,
like,
we're like becoming more stratified, and we're getting angry at each other, and we're less agreeable.
yeah,
and
it's
less
like
charitable.
it's like presidents right now comparing themselves to Caesar. Just being like, he ruled everywhere. It's like, well, things have changed.
Well, can you be a comedian that appeals to everyone without sacrificing your authenticity? Or do you have to like pick a lane and be like, I'm just going to play to conservatives or liberals?
I think there's a way that you can just talk and have it be authentic with everybody.
Yeah, because it should be tapping into something deeper than politics, but our humanity. We should be tapping into our humanity and what we all have in common, hopefully.
Yeah, and like the things are that like the most things that all of us as people have in common are so primeval that like it's completely like it's right there in front of you. But
Yeah.
it's like you kind of have to make it work.
But don't you think like a lot of people have used our primeval origins and commonness for evil, and instead of like using our positive sides, they tap into our negative sides? And
Oh yeah, tons of media corporations and like companies, ad companies are constantly tapping into the primeval side of you, trying to sell stuff by just showing you like fucking skin, just like human flesh, and just being like, "You're an ape. You want to buy this?" It's like Carl's Jr. has a hot dog and a burger, and it has a pretty lady. You want to buy the meat?
yeah.
You want to buy the meat because the woman's holding it? It's like that seemed to be like a thing that was like relatively popular back in like the early 2000s, where I was like, America, fuck yeah. But it seemed like it kind of came with like a tone of being like, we're fucking around. Like, this is
this is no way of serious ideology.
This isn't like we're not blatantly like have this nationalistic attitude where we're just sitting there like, oh yeah, this is America's the best and it's the only country, and if you get Indian food, you can fucking kill yourself because it's not Carl's Jr. Like, it's not a hot dog on a burger and fries. It's like
Yeah.
all in one sandwich. No, people are like, it was like kind of leaning into that standpoint and just being like, this is the novelty.
But then there's no real ideology to replace that. They're like, this is a joke, but then what do you do outside of that joke? We know this is not the correct ideology, but then there's no replacement for that.
There's no substance behind it. There's no like actual kind of like, it's just a cupcake with all icing. There's no fucking middle. There's no foundation. It's just all fluff. And so like that kind of became like, and then it became like almost like within that, it just became the exact polar opposite, where everyone has to be the most genuine that they are at all fucking times. You can't say anything that's a joke. Everything you say is truthful and factual. It's like like humanity works in extremes. It's always you're this or you're that. There's no in between. There's no like middle ground where you could be like, oh, I don't particularly like chicken fingers, but hey, if they're on the menu and there's nothing else, I'll eat them. No, you don't like them, and you have a flag for it, and you fly that fucking flag outside your house. We're gonna burn it down. Like it's insane, the like kind of like tribalistic avenues that people get themselves into, when in actuality it's just like, just have a fucking conversation about it. People are so easy and so able to shut people out and just completely just allow them to be just nothing, just be
Yeah.
like just a past memory, just like, oh, I don't associate with that person anymore, when in actuality it's like, you know they're still a person, right? You know they're still people.
Yeah.
Like, in the same respect of the random people that you care about on the internet who are going through like struggles and stripes, they may be going through the same struggles and stripes, not on such a exponential scale, but on a personal scale. Like, if someone got killed in fucking Ukraine and like someone got like murdered by gang violence over here in the United States, do those things not hold the same comparable weight in someone's heart? They do. It's a loss of a life. And people were like, "Oh, because it's not a geopolitical conflict." No, because it's like, no, it's people need to have more humanity. It's
Yeah.
just like understanding that it's not everything is binary. It's not ones and zeros. It's just a completely spectrumized version of just life around us. Everything, it's not just extremes. There's vague middle grounds. There's 3.5s between the 3 and the 4 that you kind of don't understand, but maybe like you don't understand until it happens to you. And
Yeah.
it's full of surprises, and a lot of people like nowadays I feel like don't understand that. And it's weird to be like, I'm a young fucking guy. I'm 23. I'm like, I don't want to wax philosophically on any sort of dumb bullshit or like make myself seem like I'm blowing smoke up my own ass. But if I'm understanding this, I have my GED. I've just been doing comedy for 7 years. How the fuck has no one else understand it? Like, just be
Yeah.
nice. It's like, was it my grown up environment? Was I privileged with the opportunity just to be nice to other people and just like not have to look out for myself and only myself because that was the situation around me? Or is it just like I have different wiring? There's so many different components into it. And I'd love to learn more, but college is expensive, so I can't.
So what is the biggest example of people not being nice or not being decent?
Just like it's comparable day to day. It's just the whole fuck you, I'm me and you're you and I'm living my life type thing.
So the selfishness,
Yeah, the selfishness, like
the oneness, like
yeah.
we should be more a part of a collective.
Not a part of a collective where it's like we all have a hive mind that we have to work towards. I just think about other people like they're you.
Yeah.
It's like treat
So where do you see that manifesting itself?
mostly like, I mean, specifically around here over the past couple of days, the homeless problem.
Yeah.
No one fucking helps them. It's like
Yeah.
basically pigeons around here.
So like people that are like, fuck the homeless, we just gotta nuke them, we just gotta get rid of them.
Or just like not looking for a direct solution outside of you doing something.
Policing, more policing will solve it.
Yeah, it's like you doing something. Why aren't you
Yeah.
doing anything? If you have such an issue with it, it's like, don't you think that if you walked past a homeless guy, you have all this fun fucking wealth, you live in Austin, Texas, the height of music, live music, everything's coming here, and it's like you have all this kind of just collective stuff around you, instead of maybe going and get like fucking some poke noodle bowl and gnocchi like for lunch that day, give $20 to a fucking homeless guy. And guess what? If you keep doing that every single day, it's like not only are you're going to build something around you, people are going to notice you. People are going to like you. If you just walk by and a homeless guy's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You give him money and stuff like that. They're like, "Have a blessed day. Thank
And
you."
if everyone did that, we
It
could really
yeah.
transfer wealth.
Yeah, it's like it feels fucking good. Do people not understand that that feels good?
Yeah.
Like to give like $20 to a homeless guy, way more than they would expect to get. Like,
But like, don't you think like people want a more effective solution than just giving money to people on the street? Because like
yeah,
you don't
because-
know if they're actually homeless. You don't know like if they'll actually use it correctly. Like, wouldn't it be better if we had like a more social, like a solution that's more efficiently done with like the whole society?
yeah, there would be. I mean, that's something that is on the grand scale, something that I would like to be done, like just to eliminate it ultimately and altogether. So it's like everyone is better and stuff like that. But you can only do what is presented in front of you. If you have like $5 and you're walking past someone and you don't need it, give it to them. It's
Yeah.
like you're only living in the now. That's what everyone is living in. Everyone is living at the exact same time that we're living at right now. It's like everywhere. It doesn't change. That's never gonna change. So why don't you take the first baby steps in helping, and maybe eventually say you can be the leader of that project if you really want to put something together, or like start a nonprofit and only come at it from like a beneficial point of view.
But like, what is the process that creates these homeless people? Because if we just keep giving money to them, like we're only putting a band-aid on it, and the real culprits are getting away scot-free without having to answer for creating this homelessness problem.
Yeah, when you have a fucking dead root in a tree, it goes all the way to the top. It doesn't just stop at the base. There's problems all throughout that need to be solved.
Yeah.
And that could be brought to the attention of the people that are trying to solve them. You could be a local spokesperson for like the homeless, start working at shelters, trying to figure something out. And if that's
Yeah.
really like your cause, you can champion it. But it's more of just the fact of like, no matter what, it's going to be bad all throughout. The people who are benefiting off of people losing their homes, having their homes be foreclosed on, and being put in the situation aren't going to admit that they're benefiting from this, because that's a bad thing. That's not a good person move.
So they have to tell themselves something.
They have
So
to
they're
tell
gonna be
themselves some way to excuse it in their head. And
Yeah.
people are very good at justifying bad things in their head.
Yeah.
And it's just, you need to kind of figure out the avenue and the pathway to kind of take not responsibility, but if you're looking for something to be done, to do something. Don't wait for other people. Be the change. It's like, it sucks to say it because it's on like the back of every fucking third grader's classroom wall, but be the change you want to see in the fucking world.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a very small baby step to the beginning of all that, but it's all that sometimes
mean,
all we can do.
Giving money to homeless is pretty effective in terms of like transferring wealth and like giving them what they need, because you don't need to give them money, or you don't need to give them like a blanket or a water bottle. You can just give them money and then they can get it themselves.
Yeah, you can do that. Or if you're like worried that they wouldn't spend the money on the thing that you would want, say if you wanted them to get food, just go buy the fucking food and give it to them.
Yeah.
Go buy the food, go buy a drink, and it's like people will be so fucking excited, so fucking blessed.
But ideally, we wouldn't have homeless people. We would pay people fairly. We would have like services, and we'd make sure that people were able to utilize their full potential in life.
Oh yeah, that's like what is ultimately worked towards and stuff as a society. It's not like everyone it's not like as a hive mind in the United States all around, we all agree unitedly to give a homeless person $20 that day, and it just solves the problem overnight. It's like, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Like, in the same respect that everything takes time, it could take a lot less time if people were like, if like the higher ups within the rotted root of the tree, like fucking kind of dedicate themselves to figuring it out and divulging funds that are like trying to stop people from getting fucking abortions and shit like that, to actually helping the people who need help.
Yeah.
It's like, how many fucking veterans who fought for this country end up on the streets with post-traumatic stress and nowhere to go, and just end up taking their own fucking life? It's like pretty much a story everyone tells at this point because it's so common, but it seems so overlooked. Like, it just like, oh, that was before. It's like, no, it's still happening.
Yeah.
People are still in that situation. People have just such a quick,
who cares? Fuck them.
People's minds are the news, where it's just every single story that changes. What was the last story? Who gives a shit? We're on to the new thing. And it's like everyone thinks of that collectively as like, and it's like, no, all these things that were still happening. The cat that's lost is still lost. It's like, it hasn't been found. You have to like kind of understand that everything is happening all the time, all at once.
Yeah, I mean, we're very distracted, and I think it's on purpose. I think people don't want us to think about the grander picture and figure it out.
Because it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, I think we don't treat our workers very well. We don't give them health care. We don't let them
No.
unionize. We
If
don't
I-
give
if
them
I-
fair wages, and
if-
so we're gonna have more homeless people.
Oh yeah, dude. If I wasn't as young as I was, I wouldn't have healthcare right now. I'm on my parents' healthcare until I'm 26, and then I'm fucked if I don't have a way to get healthcare of my own. I'm gonna have to pay like $1,200 if I break, like not even that, like $12,000 if I break my fucking arm, or
Yeah.
like if I have like some stomach issue going on because my stomach gets fucked up all the time.
And that's how they get you to work. They're
Yeah.
like, you got to have a job if you want health care. And it's like, it was a
It's like-
compromise. It was like the unions were fighting for health care. And then they were like, well, we could either have no health care or health care tied to our job. And then they tied
Yeah.
it to our job.
It's like you got to break your back with labor so you can get help for your broken back from all the labor.
Yeah.
It's just a
They're using our bodies.
yeah.
And they're not providing us with the basics that we need. And there's always going to be an underclass that's going to be fucked up or not as privileged. And like, how deep do you want the bottom of this society to go? Like, we could go all the way to the bottom where they're homeless, or we could have like a bottom where it's like, oh, you might be deranged and mentally unstable, but you still have a home.
It's like we don't need every house to be a Mar-a-Lago. That's not what we need. We don't need a pearl aisle down every street where everyone has a gold mailbox. We just need a base, a good financial stable base where the
Yeah.
where the bottom rung is still doing okay, because
Yeah.
nowhere in the world has that. Wouldn't that be amazing if just everyone is just like everyone has a home? There's no homeless in America.
Yeah. Like, we have like dog shelters or cat shelters. Like, how much more precious is a human? And if we can have zoos of animals just for people to look at, like, why can't we put humans in homes? And I think it's like, we don't even have to give people money for free. All we have to do is pay people fairly for the work that they do, like at McDonald's. Instead of paying them the minimum amount legally possible,
Yeah.
give them the money that they earned, that they brought in for your company, and stop giving everyone the minimum amount legally allowed, and then giving
Yeah.
all that profit to the CEO.
Yeah, well, all top 40 board people in the McDonald's company all got like a solid gold M-shaped helicopter this year for their bonus. Like, all the people working down at the bottom actually flipping the fucking burgers are just sitting there, dick in hand, trying to afford a PS5 for their kids.
Yeah, they get the least amount possible
Yeah,
to pay someone.
literally the minimum of wages.
Yeah, and it's not like
Legal.
it's not like they need to get paid a helicopter for every worker, but there needs to be a middle ground between paying them the least amount possible and paying them like $500 million a year.
I mean, I'm fucking like, I'm in the middle of that shit. I get paid minimum wage right now. I'm working 3 jobs, including comedy. Like, I'm doing this. I edit a podcast, which I get paid cash for. And like, it's just like, I would love to move out here. This is a great opportunity being out here, seeing all you people. I don't have the money for that. And that's like what I feel like a lot of people is lost on. It's like, I've never had $10,000. I've never had $5,000 in my bank account at all in my entire life. Like, my bank, it says like the amount of money I've ever had, it's like 18 grand in total since I was 16. And that's me working throughout my entire career, including comedy checks that I put in there, everything. And it's just like, you just see that, and then you're just like, I'm making nothing. It's like, I have nothing. Like, I'm actively worried every time, like, now that I'm getting later in the week and my paycheck's coming on Friday, I'm actively worried every time I swipe my card for something here that it's going to get fucking declined. And I have to call my mom and ask her to put cash in my account because it ain't the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
Like, and I am lucky and beneficial to have a parent in the position to give cash to me. And like, I have never underestimated that or like undersold it, because I'm very economically focused, trying to make sure that I don't fuck up any of my money,
Yeah.
because that's
Like-
like something that's been beaten into me.
Yeah. I mean, if you were living in the woods and working as hard as you do, you'd be able to survive. But we have all this technology and all this efficiency, and we're working just as hard as people in the woods, and we can't survive.
Yeah.
Like, all that money and all that productivity is going somewhere. It's going to the people at the top instead of like you should be able to survive doing less work than you would have to do to survive in the woods, and now we have to do more.
And like me, I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning every single day. I'm getting ready. I'm like lifting like 25, 40-pound boxes in like crates and trays and shit like that all day. I'm going home, I'm editing, and then I'm going out and doing podcasting. And by the time I'm done with the day, it's like I'm emotionally and physically fucking tired. My brain
Just
is
to survive.
just to survive, just to try to do what I want to do as a career, to support everything around it, because comedy ain't paying the fucking bills. It's like I'm just trying my fucking best and just like,
And how much better would you be if you could focus wholly on what you wanted to do instead of like
oh my God.
distracting yourself with
Are
all
you
this
kidding
bullshit?
me? If I could wake up at 9 o'clock every day and just focus on writing and comedy and just do just that shit and just work on myself, I would be a fucking superstar in my own eyes. Not
But
even
you'd
like,
have to,
not even to everyone else, not even to anyone else.
right?
Just emotionally and physically within my
You'd
own
be
self.
a happier person.
I would be so fucking happy. But instead, it's like I'm coming home and my hands are black from like holding and carrying shit all day for the past like fucking 6 hours. I'm driving around constantly. I don't get a second to sit.
And how much energy and how much art do we lose forcing everyone to, be slaves to the CEOs?
And then you're expected to just make it
Yeah.
and not have to accommodate. It's like it's not the 90s, man. It's not that anymore.
Yeah, we don't have a cushy corporate job where they're going to give us a 401k
Yeah,
and
it's like
give us retirement.
half the people on fucking TikTok are running their own business within themselves. And it's like that seems to be expected now from comedians and content people like you and I, to be your own fucking business, to be putting out this, putting out that, putting out all that. I have to worry about how many trays I'm delivering tomorrow while also editing a podcast that isn't even mine. And like
That's the best use for humans that we have, is to carry crates and trays
yeah,
and flip burgers. Like, we should have robots do that. But as long as it's cheaper to hire a human for minimum wage, we're never going to make that transfer.
it's just like so aggravating sometimes. Where like I mean like I'll be here, and this is the first time I've ever been here, and like it seems like some people like me here, which I really appreciate. And they'll come up to me and they're like, "You need to move here," and I'm like, "It's not that simple."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's not that simple." As like they're like, "Oh, just like ditch your girl, just fucking come out here, be a solo stud." It's like, I'm not gonna be happy if I do that. I want to be happy wherever I
Yeah,
am.
you're a human being. You have emotional connections
I'm
to
like,
other
I
humans.
love my girlfriend. My parents are moving into fucking New York, and that's where I wanted to go. Now I'm here, and everything's getting all fucking convoluted, and I'm just like, I feel like I'll do really well here, and it wouldn't be me starting from the beginning like I would be in New York. I would have somewhat of a platform with Tony and stuff here, but it's all convoluted, and it's easier said than done by it. Because a lot of people giving the advice have just been stuck in it, where they're
Yeah.
just like have been in that mindset of just having financial wealth or being financially stable.
Yeah.
While I'm just like, if I went to the hospital right now and I didn't have insurance or my parents, I'd be in serious fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We milk people for their manual labor, and we waste their actual talents.
Oh yeah.
And it's a waste of human potential. And imagine all the thousands, millions of people in America that could be producing amazing shit that aren't.
We're just fucking cows, bro. Milk me.
Yeah.
Milk me, I'm a cow.
That's what we feel like.
Yes, milk me, dude. Whatever you want. As long as you got a fucking check at the end of it, milk me. I don't care.
So what do you think about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? And did you see Dave Chappelle get tackled yesterday?
I did see that.
Do you
Wait,
think
do we
that's a
take
new
breaks
thing?
during this?
No.
Oh shit, I gotta piss so bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Do I
wanna-
piss my pants?
sure.
All right. What are we doing?
It's like the shitting yourself
Oh yeah.
to make a statement.
I'm gonna pee my pants as a sign of respect.
You're watering this holy chair with your fluids.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm making it real. I'm making it real. Oh god, I gotta pee so bad.
Well, do you want to end the podcast?
How long have we done?
Like an hour and a half?
Oh fuck, I had no clue. Are we-
0, 1, 3, 0, 1:30.
1:30.
1:30.
Oh shit. Well, what should we end it on?
Well, what do you think about comedians getting attacked?
I think it's shitty. I think it sucks because I feel like it's going to be transferred along down the line.
Yeah.
It's going to definitely go, man, if this translates to bar shows in Phoenix, I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
We're gonna have to take self-defense classes to do
Yeah,
comedy.
if I have to have, if I thought I was out of the woods in high school when I worried about getting fucking bullied, but I've had to worry about someone.
It's like our slide into subconsciousness or like not thinking. Like we don't talk about things or think about things. We just are animals that are just attacking. We can't talk to each other anymore.
Oh no, it's just all barks. Everyone is
Yeah.
barking at each other. When one person barks, you bark back because hey, I'm not going to be the only person barking. It's like it's insane. Everyone has like constantly going over a fever pitch and trying to constantly like I'm yelling louder. No, I'm yelling out. No, I'm yelling louder. It's like no, it's can we have a conversation?
Yeah, we're slowly losing it.
Yeah, the age of debates are over. Do you remember when like Noam Chomsky would go and debate people and shit like that, where it just didn't turn into just being like, "You're dumb and your wife is gay," like, and just being like,
You're ugly.
"You're ugly and your wife's a dog. Your wife's a dog. She had sex with a child," and just being like, the man has completely ruined that.
Yeah.
The time for public discourse is far behind us.
Yeah, that's not rewarded.
No, it's not. It's more like, look at this fucking nerd. He didn't say, "What are those?" on stage.
Well, dude, let's just end it and
All right.
then we can go pee.
All right, you got a pee too?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, I got a full dick, dude. I'm full dicked with this. All right, it
Went
was
from your bladder into your dick.
yeah, but should I give plugs?
Yes.
Tristan is a comedian on Instagram. I have my own podcast, the Final Stop Podcast, with me and a bunch of my Phoenix friends. It's a lot less serious than this. It's fun. But honestly, yeah, this has been a bunch of fucking fun. I haven't really had a lot of time to like sit down and talk like introspective with someone. I'm just like, oh, I didn't know I wanted to talk about this. So it was
I'm
fucking
glad
great.
that we got to do that. I'm always looking forward to these conversations. So.
Yeah, man. Let's fucking touch tips in the bathroom, bro. I'll put my penis in your foreskin.
Tristan, check him out. I'm Hans. I'll see you guys later.
He's Hans. I'm Tristan. Bye.
Bye.